See this bench here, this is in memory of Vern Hiltz. Vern was an avid fisherman here. This was one of his favorite places to fish. This in the north had a hummock pond, and Vern had some heart problems, and he was fishing here one evening, and he passed away while he was actually sitting here fishing. So his family put this here. It's awfully nice. It's got the grandchildren's handprints here in the cement. And you can see somebody's left some flowers here. This pond has pickerel, yellow perch. It's actually got some white perch. It has trout in it, sunfish. Evidently somebody put some bullheads in it, unfortunately, which are small catfish. It used to be probably the best pickerel pond on the island, and it also has very large yellow perch, and it's a wonderful pond. And one of the things I kind of miss is with all these houses here, you don't see as much wildlife as you used to see. When I used to wade the pond, very often you'd look up, and along the sides of the pond and different places you'd see deer in the middle of the afternoon just walking along. Unlikely you'll see that now with all these houses, though.
Why are you keeping a pickerel?
Well, I'm keeping all of them because we just...
She'll weigh it in at the Anglers Club.
At the Anglers Club, then I'll release them. I'm keeping them alive.
Oh, is that what happens?
Yeah,
oh.
you're just doing them for weight. I'm not doing them for anything else.
Oh, is there a competition or something happening?
Yes, there is. There's a year-round and there's monthlies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there's a year-long contest for the one for the women, one for the men, and then there's you win $10 if you have the biggest white perch, yellow perch, crappie, pickerel, what have you for the month.
Cool.
Here and there is different. It's a way to give voice to feelings I have, opinions I have, things I see. I love Nantucket, and just like all of us, you see things that are going on here that you like and things you don't like. Some of these things are nasty looking, is the nicest way I can put it. I mean, it's gotten to the point here where they're trying to maximize everything to such an extent. It's like this one place is all gambrel, and it just looks like a bloated house. It looks like, it's like the Michelin Man of houses. Well, there's an old island saying, they'll talk about people very often. They'll say they have more dollars than sense, and when you look at some of these places, it becomes apparent why that's such a favorite saying. These are places that on the mainland not only wouldn't sell for very much money, they're not very well built, a lot of them. I mean, plenty of the houses are well built here, but a lot of them, it's get them up as fast as you can. Look at the name of this house, For Sale, F-O-U-R-S-A-I-L. I mean, come on, this is tacky. But I mean, look at this thing. What is that garage? And look at all, it's just all gambrelled into gambrel. I mean, come on, that's just not Nantucket. I don't care where you go, there's nothing on Nantucket you can find that looks like that. I think it's disgusting. And I think it's a damn shame what they've done to a wonderful area that overlooks the original harbor, which is Capon Pond. I shudder to think what people would say who came here then if they saw this now. It's just suck it dry till it's done. Well, we just went by the ram pasture here, and it's I think it's wonderful the way they thinned out a lot of the underbrush. Obviously, that helps with a lot of the tick problems in an area like that. By removing all that underbrush, you eliminate a lot of the fire hazard. When you see all that, if a fire started there, you couldn't get in to get to it, for one thing, and then it just is so much burnable material. It makes it almost impossible to save an area like that. By doing what they've done, it looks better, it works better. It's one of those things. Occasionally you can do things where everything works and it's the right thing to do. Now, let me ask you this: when you were watching the World Series the other night, how was your reception? The reception was just god-awful. It seems that the rates for our cable keep going upward and upward, and yet the reception is worse than it ever was. I find it unfortunate. I used to pheasant hunt back in here, and that's sort of a shame to have lost that. I got to believe a lot of that's wetlands, only because it was awfully wet when I used to walk in there looking for birds. Now, coming up here, we're going to go to the old part of Mattocket, you know, over by Hither Creek, which to me is just a wonderful part of the island. It's the way Nantucket used to be. It's kind of sleepy, and seems to be a lot of families, you know, are there in the summertime. Not too many people there in the winter, but it's just a really nice kind of slow pace of life, and the way it ought to be in a place like this. It makes you wonder, you know, when somebody's going to buy some of these places up and put immense structures in their place, because obviously when you pay that kind of money, you don't want to have some little thing here. You got to have something with, you know, 6 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms and, you know, a 30 by 40 kitchen or whatever. This probably hasn't changed in 30 or 40 years, not significantly anyway. There are 1 or 2, you know, places that have gone up here or been redone, but this is really what it ought to be. We're talking about the game last night with the Patriots and the Jets, and I find it interesting, you know, very often I think people don't give coaches enough credit. You can certainly look at it here on Nantucket. You got Vito Capizzo, who gets everything there is to get out of the people that play for him. I think it's because they build an incredible bond of loyalty and trust, and people want to work harder for people that they you know, think a lot of. It bothers me a lot the way Bill Parcells left here. You know, people vilified the guy. You know, they made out like he was made him out to be a traitor. I never felt that way. Just, you know, last night I think it was a team that wanted to win the game just a little bit more than the other one, and even though the Patriots I think are probably a lot more talented than the Jets, they didn't have that, you know, wanna, and you gotta wanna to win. Hey, you see I'm laughing, I understand.
You've got a great job.
It's like I get to write a bunch of letters to the editor every week.